Good Monday morning. How you doing, Retta?
I'm just peachy. How's my honey dumpling doing?
Just happily. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm trying to straighten the camera. There we go. Hopefully. So good morning. It says I can bring you on camera.
Not looking like this.
You're beautiful. Good morning. Say hello as you come in so I can respond in kind. And we'll get this party started. Good morning, Patty Gillespie. How are you? Hey, Kathleen Shepherd. Good morning. Good morning, Miss Joyce. Oh, Miss Joyce, I hope you're feeling well today and healing. Got you in my constant prayers. Good morning, Michelle Lynn. Drink a little bit more before it gets cold. So I hope you all had an amazing weekend and got to spend some downtime and rest. I know our friends in South Texas have spent yesterday and will today as well preparing for the rain. Possible hurricane, but not likely, but still a tropical storm. So they'll get those flooding rains. Those of you that know Michelle Razzo Redding, Monkey's Creation, she's right in the heart of it. She'll get some pretty serious flooding in her neck of the woods. Good morning, Deanna.
Good morning, Deanna Sue.
Good morning, Miss Wanda. How are you? I've got Retta here with me.
Good morning, Wendy.
Wanda.
Wendy.
You call her Wendy?
She knows why.
Oh.
Too much.
Oh, I think her and I will get along fine.
Yeah.
Good morning, Sandy. Well, y'all, it's been nice here. Hey, Jean Meyer. She hoped the mashed taties were good.
Oh, they were great. As usual.
While I was making them, only thought of you, though. Good morning, Michelle. I was just telling them that you're probably knuckling down right now down south, Galveston area. She says, hi, Retta. Loretta. What's her nickname for you?
They'll just call me Retta.
Can you please pray for my niece and her BF on Saturday? They were hit by a drunk driver. My niece is in the ICU. Will never walk again, and her BF has coded twice already. Oh my goodness. I am so sorry, Michelle. Absolutely.
Good morning, Bobby.
Michelle Lynn's niece. Good morning, Miss Bobby. Good to see you. Sorry, I want to write this correctly. Why can't people just not drink and drive? Stacy, good morning, Nadine. Oh, Nadine, I wish I had that hat up here. I'd show it to you. I'm just waiting on the felt sunflower so I can show you a picture and get your approval. Good morning, Pam McDonald. How are you? And Stacy Winchell.
I can come in if you want.
If you want.
Sorry.
That's awful. You can just move that chair completely out of your way.
What was that?
Oh, wow. That makes me sad. Good morning, Donna. I'm not going to try to say your name. I'll have to think on how it might be said. Wow. Well, Loretta and I have been sewing fools for the last couple of days. Hey, Zoanne, how are ya? We've been having fun, though. We have been making Santa hats, scarecrow hats, elf hats, witch hats, and some wreath attachments. It's been a lot of fun. Hey, Darla. Good morning. Good morning, y'all. I bet y'all were like, Imperfections? What the heck is she going to be talking about? Wanda says, Camry and I are in Houston at MD Anderson. Please pray for good test results. We'll be here until tomorrow if we don't get flooded in. Wanda, Camry is on in our prayers constantly. She's on our church prayer list as well. Nadine, you ready? Is that going to work? I just need to get the felt sunflowers. They'll be here either today or Wednesday. You just let me know. You can let me know on here one way or another. Good morning, Wendy. How are you? You're welcome, Wanda. We've seen so much testimony that prayers work in her case. How can we stop? Good morning, Kylene. We're going to get some of the rain, but we're not going to get the rain that Michelle Razzle Redding is going to get. We're a little further inland, so we're about 3 hours from the coastline. So, I mean, it would literally have to come in just a bit more to the west, yes, for us to get the torrential rains. Hey, Jan Brown Cook, good morning. Teeny, good morning. Teeny.
Wanda, send me a text late when y'all find out something and
She'll relate it.
I'll relay it.
Nadine, in need of prayers, I have found several lumps in my breast and just below my armpit. They hurt. My mammo is this week. I'm very scared. Oh my gosh. Nadine, we're going to keep you in prayer too. Wow. She said, okay, I will. Good morning, Regina White Girl. You've been pumping out some beautiful stuff. Hey, Suzanne. Tell our little man hello. So many people needing prayer. We just need to keep everyone in prayer. How's the hubby? Prayers for everyone sick or recovering. The hubby is doing really well. Robert, he or Bobby, depending on what you call him. He's trying to listen. She said it's beyond awesome. Yes, I'm so glad. I drew that pattern and hurried up and put it together, and I was like, this is as close as I can get without being a copy artist, right? Oh, you're welcome. You are definitely a top designer, let me tell you. May have to get you on stage at TDR again. All by yourself. What about that? All right. So what was Dre thinking when she said imperfections? Good morning, Teresa Durbin. How are you? Actually, it was Loretta's idea. She said, have you thought of something for Coffee with Dre yet? Last night I said, no. Why, you got an idea? And she said, I don't know. I was just thinking of the word imperfection. And I thought, well, then that must be important. And it really is. And I did a lot of thinking about it and praying too. Is my hair messed up?
No.
Oh, did I have a fly? Is it gone?
No, he went to the back now.
Oh, well, he can stay back there. Hi, Sally Lonsdale from England. Welcome. Oh, England, Ireland, Scotland. My bucket list, y'all. My bucket list. Someday. Before I'm 65. So I got 5 years. Anyway. Good morning, Virginia. Good morning, girl. I made my comment on your post. That was beautimous. Good morning, LaDonna. Happy belated birthday. Prayers needed for ongoing health issues. Doctor appointment this afternoon. Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry that I have to stop, but I don't have Deanna here right now, but she'll be back soon. And Loretta don't write fast enough.
Yeah.
She can write, just not fast.
If I write fast,
morning,
you can't read
Amy
it.
Daniello. How are you? Good morning, Rachel Martin and Donna Foster. So, when we talked about, her and I were talking about imperfection, Virginia, they just don't know how good that was. I should post it on my page. I bet you get some comments. Beautiful. You should post it on my, post it. All right. So, imperfections, when we, like I said, when we were talking about it, awesome. Thank you, Deanna. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Good morning, Miss Georgie Lee. Good morning. We were talking, Loretta and I have spent a lot of time traveling Amish country all over the Middle East. Not in the Middle East, Midwestern states. And, you know, Kentucky, Pennsylvania, all of those states as well. Anyway, we, one of the things that we love seeing, good morning, Melissa, good morning, 30 Days of Live. That's awesome. On Facebook, what? I'll have to try to catch you. Is the quilts. That's, I mean, we go and buy vegetables and butter and jams and apple butters and all those things. But we love, once in a while, if we can afford it, we'll buy a quilt. But usually we just love looking at them. Well, one of the things, because they're so perfect, right? No, they're not. One of the things that the Amish do is they leave one, on purpose, leave an imperfection somewhere in their quilt. And if you know quilts really, really well, you can find it. Mostly only they know where it is. And because they believe that we are not allowed to be perfect. We are not perfect, right? So they make sure to leave that imperfection. Good thing is, in their butter and stuff, they don't leave it imperfect. It's perfect. But that aside, and that's very much like our own imperfections, y'all. We always know our faults and flaws better than anybody else, and very often we've made this giant mountain out of a flaw or an imperfection when it's a molehill, really, and other people just see the hill, if they even notice that. So we need to learn to accept our flaws, and I'll tell you what, accepting your flaws and knowing them actually takes away power from the negative Nellies who want to look for them and point them out to you, much like we would try to find them on an Amish quilt, right? Because for whatever reason, it makes them feel, I guess, powerful. But if you already know and accept your imperfections and your flaws, that takes that power away from them. So what if they judge you? So what if they make comments? You already know. So it takes that power away. Let's see. Virginia says, I'm on the top of the list of imperfections, but God gives me, lost it. Gives me grace to keep going every day. Only God is perfect. Absolutely. Bobby says, I always feel my flaws are a reason for moving forward. I agree, Bobby. Same here. I've got so many flaws that ain't even funny. But I hope to learn from those. And the thing about imperfection is there's some things you can improve, right? So improve what you can. There's some you cannot improve. And you just accept those and let it go. Because if you keep hanging on to that imperfect thing, that flaw that's like that big old splinter, right? Then you are harming you, and you're failing to celebrate you and all the wonderful things about you. Let's see. Kathy says, hi, sweet Drea. I've missed you for 8 weeks. I've been in medical rehab, Ventana in Dallas for my knee for 8 weeks. Oh my gosh. 24/7 in full leg cast. Please pray when I can return to doc tomorrow. You got it, Kathy.
Suzanne Campbell said, keep Amy in your prayers. She's headed into surgery for her hip.
That's Amy Slocum, you guys. 3 princesses. Please do. Thank you for reminding me. Bless her heart. She has had such trouble. Then Donna, prayers always help. I've been fighting lung cancer for almost 1.5 years, and I'm still here fighting. Bless you. The only thing is my left arm has been going numb, and the doctor wants to do an MRI on my brain to see if there's something there causing it. Oh, Donna.
Jay says if we didn't have flaws, then we wouldn't be human.
That's right, Jace. That's right. And we need to accept that and stop. And we have a tendency to want to, strive for perfection. Y'all, we can't get there. We can strive to be our very best. That's all we can do. And, the other thing is we have a tendency to look at somebody else and go, oh my God, she's perfect. And she's really not, y'all. She has flaws and imperfections just like you. So while it is wonderful to accept and appreciate and celebrate others, what appears to be perfection, don't allow that to destroy your own opinion of yourself. That is damaging. Let your light shine. Imperfections and all. And you know what? What's really funny is a lot of times people don't even notice them. We notice them because we know they're there. But other people don't always notice them. Yes, we have those people who seem to have made it their lot in life to pick out the negatives and to find the flaws in people and bring those to the fore. Don't listen to them. That's what they do. Good morning, Kathy Brownell. Hey, Jace, I didn't say good morning. Good morning.
Debbie says, sometimes a flaw isn't negative. It just makes us different. Being our own worst critics makes us think flaws are a bad thing.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely right. We have to realize that none of us are perfect. I know. Y'all have a hard time believing that with me, but no, I'm kidding. Loretta could tell you some stories, but I won't let her. That's the reason to keep a best friend your best friend forever and make them happy and keep them around, because they won't tell. Besides, I could tell on hers, right?
Amen.
Sometimes the flaw, Debbie says, isn't negative. It's just what makes us different. Being our own worst. Oh, you read that one. Never mind. Sorry. Hi, Debbie. Sally, my grandma was a gypsy, and she brought us up and always told us no one is perfect. That has to be a cool grandma to have. A gypsy. Oh. Let's see. Deanna said. What'd she say? I missed it. Oh. Can't get to it, Deanna. Sorry. Virginia says, Dre, if you can keep going with all the things you have been through, you gave me the courage to keep going and trying to be better than yesterday. Virginia, that is so sweet. You know how encouraging you are? Most of the things I've gone through were traumatic experience, things I couldn't stop or help. It is a daily struggle, though, for us to look in the mirror for our morning mirror talks. I hope y'all are doing them, and overlook the flaw we see immediately. It's like that spot, that, dare I say, pimple that shows up, and it's this tiny little thing, but to you it's this huge thing, right? It's the same thing with our non-physical flaws. We see them so much bigger than they need to be. What?
Deanna says, Loretta and I just got a book deal.
You just got a book deal?
Yeah, Stories of Drea. I would never, ever.
Bobby says, yeah, the cows are green, Virginia. We only have a few up. We're supposed to get some rain today, and so they're all kind of meandering towards the back of the ranch. Jesus is the only perfect person who ever walked the earth. I would never put myself in his realm, nor would I. But there is a little bit of danger for us. It is that we could easily think not enough of ourselves. Remember, we must celebrate us, who we are, our uniqueness, all the things that make us who we are. And we need to celebrate every single little accomplishment, however little it is. Some people are physically right now having a hard time just walking. For them to get up and be able to walk just a couple of steps, that is a major accomplishment. That should be celebrated. Those of you who are creatives, most of you are, when you create something, I'm going to use this as an example. This is Nadine's. She sent me a picture and said, well, she posted a picture and said, can we get these? Well, the ones that she wanted, they're on a ship somewhere out in the ocean. Nobody knows. So I told her I can try to come close, but I'm not going to copy it. So I made my own design, right? So she's like, that's awesome. You know what I see? You see this little pucker right here? Little pucker. That's driving me nuts. Because to me, that's a flaw. I'm going to fix it a little bit better. But it may have to stay there. It may be that imperfection. And so what do we do? Instead of me looking at that whole hat and going, wow, that came out really cute. I should sell those. I see that one little pucker. That one thing that drives me crazy. Y'all probably didn't even notice it. I'm pretty sure Nadine didn't. Oh, hi, Chrissy Ackerman. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to the Coffee with Dre family. Loretta Sanderford. Good morning, sweet friend. That's from Regina. Nadine, I'm praying for you, dear one. Healing, Lord. Amen, Jan Brown Cook. Hey, Art, please give that beautiful Leah a hug and a kiss from me. Good morning, Susan Galley. Good morning. All right, I'm going to catch up with prayers as you travel this road. Yes, that's for Nadine. Meandering. Debbie. You always get someone who thinks that they are better than others. I am not. I like talking to any. I'm like that too. I'll talk to pretty much anybody. Unless they're rude or mean or, ugly to people. So many seem to take such pleasure in trying to make us think we are less. Don't buy into their baggage. Know your worth. Thank you, Bobby. Absolutely. Know your worth. Understand that you are of extreme value, not only to our Maker, but to you should appreciate your value for yourself, but your family, your friends, your community. You are of value. Flaws, warts and all. That's right, Melissa. Scarecrows should not be perfect. Well, you know how it goes. Oh, thanks, Deanna. See, Nadine didn't even notice it. And that is the whole point, is we think we have this giant thing that people see when they see. I do it a lot. Like saying drives me crazy. That's from my drama background in high school. We were not allowed to say my public speaking back then. And no. And it drives me crazy. Y'all probably don't even notice it. I notice it. But I have to let it go. I've worked at it for 40 plus years, 45 years. And it's going to be there. Oh, thanks, Donna.
Virginia says, it took me a long time to realize the piece behind you is the word joy, but it is backwards.
Sandy sent me that, and it's been such a joy to have, pun intended. And we decided to leave it that way. I don't know how to turn my phone around where you can read things the proper way, because it should be about you. We always say it's not about you, but it is. It really is. When you get down to it, it's about you. Who do you want to be? What person, what legacy do you want to leave when your Earth's journey is complete? Do you want to be, oh my God, I always thought this. Mom was great. She loved us. But man, she could be so hard. I don't want that. She could be so bitter or so mean. She really took what happened to her as a child and used it for sympathy. I don't want those things said by my children or others. I want them to say nice things, that she didn't allow the uglies and the trauma and the tribulations, trials, whatever, of this world knock her down. That she took advantage of learning from these things. That's the legacy I want to leave. And I want people to go, she wasn't perfect. She had a lot of imperfections, but she was a good person. I want to go to heaven and have him say, come on in. Well done, my child. You know, and so we get to choose that. And if we focus on the imperfections of ourselves and our lives and not focus on the better, focus on the good, focus on the positive. Wouldn't this world be a better place if we were all doing that? Have you watched the news? I miss Walter Cronkite. Can I just say? Where I could watch the news, know I was getting some facts, not opinions, not attitude, just facts, and make my own decisions, right? The world is different now, and it's been going this way for a while, so we shouldn't really be surprised. But all we want to do anymore is not focus on you, but focus on the uglies of other people, the problems they have, no. All right, I'll stop. Let me catch up on you. I have already to the doctor that if I need any treatment, it will wait till after TDR. Aw, Nadine, girl, I cannot wait to see you. Pam says, totally understand. I learned to worry about the imperfections in my prim. Not worry. Absolutely, Pam. Pam, I got to place an order. Forgot. They are just like us. Each of us and them are precious, made special by God. That's right, Pam. You're using that gift that you were given in making those prims. I wish I had one here. I could show y'all what she's talking about. But, and it's good there's a little imperfection. It makes them each individual unique. No two completely alike, right? Bobby says, Robin is sending you both so much love. Robin! Hi!
Love and hugs, Robin.
Hey, Josh. How's my favorite Mary Kay person? Now we know, don't say or at TDR, y'all. Y'all can say it. It just drives me nuts when I'm public speaking. Carol, I would probably make each hat a tad different, just saying, and make maybe different color, stitching, etc. It is so cute. I'm going to, Nadine needs 6 the same, so they will be, they're each going to have their own imperfection. Well done, Carol. Good morning again, Joshy. Jan says, I've told my hubby, if I act like my mom, he has my permission to smack me, LOL. Yeah. Anybody can smack me.
No, they can't.
Amanda, now I'll be paying attention if I say or LOL. Stop it. Pam says, God made us flawlessly and with love. I am learning with the help and encouragement of this community that is keeping me going. I've had great goals only for focusing on my imperfections. Let's see. I lost to get in my way. You gave me the greatest boost this week. Oh, Pam, that means so much to me. Girl, you are good, should I say, almost perfect at what you do. Keep it up. And I'm going to get I got to get Jessie to do the post so it does you justice, does your work justice. Good morning, Heather. Bobby says, if we all stop looking for the imperfections in others, life would be so much sweeter. Amen. Hi, Linda Wiltsey. How are you? Hey, Regina Robinson. Amanda says she's trying. She's feeling rough, but staying positive. Well, you keep that positivity flowing. It's been proven that we heal faster if we have a positive outlook. That's where that choose and joy thing really comes in. If we're healing from anything, mental health matters for physical healing. Y'all, if you don't believe it, do a little research. I have years ago, and it's so true. Yes, prayers for Amanda to continue. And I would tell you her page name, and I've forgotten it. Graham. I'm sorry, Amanda. Can't. Bobby says, I always tell my girls we are all perfectly imperfect. If we are perfect, we wouldn't be needed here on earth. That's right. We'd be done. And perfectly imperfect is a perfect way to put it. Because we are wonderfully made. There's that We're wonderfully made. We're made in His image. So that's about as perfect as you can get, right? Even though we're all looking different, we're made in His image. But we have a tendency to forget that. And just when we look in the mirror or when we hear somebody say something, and people can be mean still. They're mean when we're kids, but man, adults are meaner these days. Why is it that it's that one? I had a bad review this weekend. It's the first one I've ever had. Not that I haven't had people say, hey, I didn't like this flower or that flower, but it's the worst and probably the only that I've ever had. And it's from a customer that buys from us a lot off Etsy. And when I first read it, I was like, that was one of my favorite wreaths. How could she say that? Then I realized it wasn't that the wreath wasn't a good wreath. She wasn't happy with what she received. So I had to turn that around, right? And stop and not focus on that. You know, you got 100 other reviews that are 5-star and you read the 1-star review over and over. I did respond to it, and apologize and all that. But isn't it funny how all the good we set aside? I've often told y'all know that I own daycares for over 30 years. And one of the things I always told the teachers is, you can tell a child 10 positive things during the day and 1 negative. That 1 negative is what it's gonna stick, right? Same with adults. So we use the sandwich technique when we were explaining to parents what went on during the day, and when we were correcting a child. We had to figure out a way to be positive in that correction, because that's not what we wanted to stick. We didn't want a negative thing or an ugly thing being said to stick with him. We wanted him to learn a valuable lesson about his behavior or whatever, but not in such a way that it knocked him down. I never allowed anybody to say, you're a bad boy. No, he isn't. He's not a bad boy. He's a boy. He had some bad behavior that we need to redirect, but he's not a bad boy. I don't ever want a child or an adult to be labeled something like that. So, y'all. Jan says, I need prayers getting ready to pivot my business. I have tons of work ahead of me as I start the process. I need strength.
You need more coffee?
Jan, yeah, sure, if you're going. Are you going in anyway?
Uh-huh.
Jan C. We got you, girl. Let us help you if we can. Grammy's Craft Boutique. Thank you. I knew there was Grammy. My nephew said the other day, how boring would it be if we were all perfect? But thankfully, God made me and you really funny. That's awesome. I'm sending prayers to Jan. I'm doing the same thing. Really, Michelle? I think we're going to pray for your success as well. Business pivot. We all need prayers for our businesses, for sure. We're doing a little pivoting ourselves at Ranch House. All right, Jan, please do. Please. I hope I didn't miss anything. Anybody? Good morning, Rebecca Johnson, I'm going to assume. Mary SpongeBob, I didn't see you come in. I'm so sorry. Cheryl Brock, good morning. I could use some prayers for my family. My brother passed away. Oh, Cheryl, I am so sorry. We will definitely pray for peace and comfort. Deanna, make sure to put Cheryl's in there, please. I'm not writing very fast either, am I? A grandmother in our church is raising, oopsies. Her grandchildren. She keeps saying one of the littles is ruined and speaks it over him. She doesn't understand the power of the tongue. You know, I think a lot of people don't understand that power either. Sorry. Loretta just scooted her chair up. So sorry. Y'all probably didn't even notice. A lot of us forget that. My childhood was fraught with ugly words. Dumb cow. Things like that. I won't go into detail. And isn't it funny? I don't remember anything positive I was ever told. But I do remember those. Y'all, we really, really have to be careful. I love it too, Cheryl.
Well, that's the way that my grandson Jace, he always says, ask if he's a bad boy or if he does something. I'm sorry, I'm a bad boy. And I constantly tell him, Jace, you are not a bad boy. You just made the wrong decision.
Absolutely. Oh, thank you, Deanna. Well, we did the craft show yesterday. Carrie, tell it. Because I know you rocked the house. Good morning, Mitzi. How are you? Good morning, Miss Mills. Hi, Joyce Mansfield. I'm sorry I didn't see you earlier. Oh, those are tough. We'll pray for her, Mary. Let me write it down.
But sometimes growing up, if you're always hearing, like, my dad used to call me Crisco. He said that was a nice way to say lard butt. But when you hear all that negative all the time.
What do you still call yourself?
Yeah. But,
except it's not but, it's the other word that starts with an A.
Well, too, then you start, when you start having memories, all the good memories are overtaken by the bad ones.
Yes, because it was constant. Bobby says, oh my goodness, I was always called Fat Pig, and I have no memories of anything nice either. Isn't that so sad for us? And yet, we can overcome that BS. We can overcome all the hurt of our childhood. It's always going to be with us. We went through it. But the thing is, not only did we, quote, went through it, we came through it. We are amazing people, considering the ugly talk, right? Darla says the same thing. Isn't that so sad? Jan says, Father God, so many of us are needing you. Our hope and promise is in you. Please bring peace, Lord. Amen. Thanks, Mitzi.
But though, when you get older, you have the choice to go down that path, which is the way 2 of my siblings have, or you have or 3 of my siblings, are to go down the other path and change things.
Or at least be positive and learn from
the way.
I was a better mother.
Yeah.
Than I probably would have been. Let's see. My littles all the time, that they not bad. They're just not making good choices. Absolutely. And they're only 4. And I know they don't understand. And they always tell me they're they're bad. And I always tell them, no, they're not bad. And they're just doing naughty things. Gosh, I wish so many more parents and grandparents would do that. Kimberly Brookins, good morning, sunshine. Good morning, Grandma Jackie. I hope you're doing well today. Virginia said, my brother was called Porky, and that is all I remember. And I was called that until the day he was killed in an accident in his 20s. First of all, I'm sorry for your loss. It doesn't matter how long ago it was still a loss, and I'm sure you still feel it. But see, what a terrible thing. I can honestly say that I had not one unkind word said to me as a child. It's the rest of my life that's been not so good. Well, bless you for having a good childhood. Heather says, amen. I chose to break the cycle. It was my mission to be the mother I always needed.
Amen.
Jan, I keep hearing the song, I Am a Promise by the Gaithers. Nice. Yesterday when we went to church, we have a very small church. I mean, I think we probably have 20, 25 members remaining alive, and about 10 of us are able, where we can go to church most Sundays. And my husband is a deacon, but he's also the song leader. And when I'm there, he tries to do my favorite song, which is In the Garden. That song always brings tears to my eyes, because that song reminds us, no matter what we've been through, no matter our childhood, our adulthood, whether we brought on our own trials based on poor decision. Lord knows I've done that 100 times or more. Or those that were brought upon us with nothing we could do. We're not alone. That's what that song reminds me of, that we are not alone.
Eliana is on FaceTime with Ashley and heard you and is saying, hi, Dre.
Hi, Eliana. Hi, Pumpkin. Virginia said that's her favorite song, too. Aw. Joyce says, other kids used to call me Fatty, Piggy, Oink, Oink, Egghead. Aw. Makes me want to go spank them. Go back in time. Good morning, Joanne Major. How are ya? Sandy, the words said by others will last a lifetime, even when we can't overcome what is said. It is how we choose to change the course and make a positive environment for someone else and break the cycle. Absolutely. Absolutely. Aw. Kimberly said that song brings tears to her eyes. It was her grandmother, and it brings tears to her eyes. Aw. Well, welcome back, Carol. I hope you told your sweetie hi for all of us. Good morning, Elva. Words are 20 seconds on the lips and forever in the heart. Well said, Virginia. Well said. One of my mom and my favorite songs is Beulah Land. My grandmother was Beulah. Aww. That's sweet.
I don't know if I've ever heard that song.
We'll have to, we'll Google it. And then you can hear it.
We'll YouTube it.
Let me tell you a story about the power of hymns in just a second. Let's see. My ex always had treated me like garbage, telling me I'm stupid, that I was worthless, and after a while I really believed. It took me years and years. Oops, sorry. Years and years, and my wonderful husband to understand that I wasn't. I and my sisters always told me I was never good enough, and I never understood why. And I just found out that I was adopted. Talk about having her life rearranged in a second. It was after my aunt who raised me passed away. I'm 58. Oh. But Carrie, look at the amazing human being you became. Despite it all, you broke the cycle. Good morning, Stacy. How are you? Hey, my little favorite Liz. How are you? Virginia, this is why Facebook is so dangerous, because people can just say the meanest things with no recourse. Absolutely. And it's up to us how we use it. Not just what we say and what we do, but whose posts are we responding to? Are we giving them more viewership by responding? Don't do that. Just, if they're being ugly, move on. Let it go. Carol said, I did Saturday night. He was talking about going to TDR. Oh, that's awesome. Kim Weaver, good morning. Oh, I just lost. I'm trying to catch up, y'all. Oh, awesome, Kim. I'm so happy for you. Bobby said, I agree. It is why I became a youth minister, so that I could make sure teenagers knew their worth and not the words spoken by others. Bless you, Bobby. That's right, Carol. I agree. I think adopted children should not think they're different in a negative way. They're different. They're special. They were chosen. God, I don't know why people are so stinking mean. And this should be a lesson to us as parents. It was to me. I made every effort to tell my kids how great and wonderful they were. I asked my mom years ago. I should write that in the book real quick. I asked her why, we didn't get complimented. I don't remember being told. I mean, I was a straight A student for years, and then I excelled in sports. I excelled in speech and drama. I won awards all over the place. I worked 20 million times harder than most. My parents didn't go to anything. Sometimes I had to walk home. How far is it from Crockett High to where we grew up, where my kids?
Oh,
about 10 miles, 15
yeah.
miles. I had to walk that to get home after an event, because my parents were not involved in that. Are they bad people for that? No. Where the problem was is I didn't get patted on the back unless I was being used as an example, like to tell my brother, why can't you get A's like your sister? That was real encouraging for him. I'm trying to figure out how to say this right. Let me think on it a minute.
See, Mom and Daddy used to do that. They'd sit at the table and they'd go, because I was straight A, and in Elgin, they used to put your name in the paper every time you were on the A honor roll.
Mm-hmm.
They always put your name in the paper. And Mama would always take it, and Daddy too, and tell Rhonda Jr. and Tom, they'd go, why can't y'all be as smart as her?
But they didn't tell you
But
nothing.
they didn't ever say, we're proud of you, we're happy for you, or anything.
Well, when I talked to my mom, she said, I knew you were doing well, but I didn't want to give you a big head. I didn't want you to think too highly of yourself. You'll listen. Give the compliment. Give the hug. Give the positivity. It's not going to make somebody think too highly of themselves. It's going to make them feel valued, validated, loved, appreciated. I cannot remember a time where I was negative to my, I mean, if I was correcting them for bad behavior, of course, but I can't remember being negative to my children. But I can tell you this, I made sure to compliment all of their strengths. My son Justin was, man, he could have been a judge, a lawyer. He could argue, and his points were so valid. And I remember my mom telling me, why are you letting him get away with talking back? He wasn't talking back. He was trying to make his point. He was trying to say, Mom, I disagree with this because, the list goes on. Very often he was right, but I was always the mom. So while I could tell him, you're right, son, but I made this decision because I'm the mom, or this conversation has to stop because I'm your mom, and he would respect that and go on. So even in times like that, I gave him the ability to, what do you call it when you make things better? To improve his gift. That gift of logic and reason.
Well, you, I, and Deanna talked about this one time with Kylie. You know how her other grandma always said, oh, you don't need to play volleyball, or you don't need to play, soccer or whatever. You're better at dance. Okay, that's not the way to put it. You encourage them whether they're good at it or not. And like I always tell her, I say, you know, you can do whatever you want to. Just do it and do it to your best. And that's all you can do.
That's what I tell my kids. You want to be a garbage man? That's great. I support you. Just be the best dang garbage man out there. And how do you do that? Do your best. All right, let's catch up. It has been, and I have taken in many children and not only talked to them, but we have taught their parents how to be parents. And I think that's what I was meant to do, because I was basically abandoned. Oh, Carrie, I did not know that. When I was a child, because both my parents died. Bless your heart. I'm so sorry. And I was homeless and nobody cared. And it took me a while to find my aunt. You're going to make me cry. I guess he would say it that way. And when I got married and my husband cheated with my friend, I swear I would never let anyone treat me like that ever again. And when people do use those words against me, with which they do, the nasty words, I shut them off. I can't let them hurt me like that. And I hope what I'm saying makes sense. It makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense. And yeah, we can't help but hear what people say, but don't listen. Meaning, don't take it into yourself. Don't allow these ugly, mean, rude people to make you feel less than who you are. Hey, Carol Kirsch, all is well. I hope all is well up there with you guys. Carol says, I lived in a house the same way. No affection, so I was determined not to be like that. That's sad. So many more of us than we think, right? Drea said, my brother's adopted. My mother said adoption was just God's way of giving us a brother. We accepted that. Isn't that awesome? Cheryl said, I'm also an adoptee and always knew my birth parents and siblings. I know I'm the exception to what adoptees usually know. Yes, you were blessed that way. Mary says, we have 3 adopted daughters, and we let them know from little on that they were adopted and so special. Absolutely. Joyce said, my brother was straight A, a student. My mom always said, it's okay, you're the creative one. See, that would have been the way to do it. Kim, I praise my children and always told them that I love them. I do the same with my grandkids. I never compare them to one another. They are my pride and joy. Amen. This world will chop you at the knees. Give the praise, it becomes an armor. Yes, when I found my birth mom, Stacy says, I thanked her for giving me a chance to have a better life than she could have given me. Oh, that's sweet. Laura says, oh, by the way, happy belated birthday, Laura. I needed to hear your voice today because over the last few years I've been made to feel by my daughter-in-law that I'm not good enough to be a mom to my son and a grandma to my grandchildren.
That's mean.
I don't understand that. You are good enough. One day, I promise you, one day, your grandchildren at the very least will, they'll respect that and they'll come to you. That is Loretta, Laura. She said, hey to my guest.
Hey.
Bobby, she's probably afraid of just how wonderful you are. Maybe she can't live up to that. Yeah, good one, Bobby. Isn't Carrie amazing? Don't let those seeds root. Absolutely. And how are those seeds of doubt and negativity going to grow? By you watering them. How are you going to water them? Well, in a literal sense, those tears of yours, when you're giving that power to someone else, those tears of you are watering that. And then they get rooted in you, and it crowds out the joy and your ability to be this positive person. So don't water it that way. Don't give that power up. You have the power, honestly you do, to not allow it to root. It's going to be there because words hurt. But to allow it to take root and grow and become something overwhelming for you, that will hurt you. And then you will become negative, bitter, and y'all alone. Hey, Ted. Tell Tracy, hey. Good morning, Debbie Willis. Right, Carol? That's what I'm saying. Oh, it's today. Well, it's not belated. Happy birthday, Laura! 64. I'm catching up, slow but sure. Carrie, do you ever hide yourself? Like, never tell anybody a lot about yourself? I put myself in the shell, and I always have a smile, and I always try to make somebody smile, but sometimes, let's see, especially lately, since I've been disabled, it's been harder, and I ask for guidance, and I'll ask why. I'm not blaming. I'm not really angry. I'm more hurt because I know there's so much more that I could be doing to help other people, and I can't anymore, and I'm pretty sure, I think you know how I feel with your illness. Carrie, yes. The answer is yes. Good morning. Ted, I won't be attending. I can't. My husband's health and, well, now mine. Stacy says, and my ex-husband told me one day that he knew where I was from. He would have never married me, that he kept putting me down. What? And cheating with multiple friends, or so-called friends of mine. So I divorced him. I knew I was better than that. Thank God that you've divorced him. What a horrible person. I do too, Drea. They miss out on all the good because they're too busy being mean and focusing on the bad. Right? Clearly, Bobby. Good morning, Ramona Boudreau. I hope you were doing well. Whew, y'all. Isn't it something, though, how people who bring out our attention, rather, our imperfections, our flaws, whatever you want to call them, can do so much damage to us. So much. I spent the better part of my life being told by someone who supposedly loved me, was more than happy to point out my faults. Did they point out some of the good stuff? Yeah. But it's when the faults are brought to the fore that we, for some reason, it's what we absorb. And so if we stop paying attention to that, okay, that is not to say that someone can't give us a criticism to help us grow. It's all in how it's given. If somebody wants to, to help me, like, I am a horrible procrastinator about some things that I don't want to do. I procrastinate to the point where it could be a problem, right? If someone said, hey, Dre, you really need to stop procrastinating on that. You need to get this done. How about you get this done this week? Make me that promise. Okay. That is given in the spirit of help, wanting to help, right? If someone said, you are so lazy. Procrastination is just laziness. You're never going to get any better with that. What did I hear? That I'm never going to get any better and I'm lazy. That's what I would have heard. But I'm not giving that power to somebody. That's their opinion. That is not the real truth. Oh, thanks, Laura. Oh, we will. He is getting better every day. He's doing really well. He does overdo it a little bit, and it gets him tired and a little bit of pain, but he is in less and less pain every day. Mine, it's just this dang arthritis in the hip. We're trying to heal it. I'm not ready for hip replacement or any of that. So I just, we're just going to keep on keeping on. I just couldn't make a plane or car ride all the way to Illinois right now until we get it more under control. Plus, I couldn't really leave him. I committed to be his rehab till his doctor visit. Bobby says, I'm not sure which is worse, people who point out faults or people that say things to others that malign your character. Sometimes the meanness never seems to end. Don't you just hate that when, and what's funny is people will say ugly stuff to you, about you, to somebody that knows you, that could be your friend or acquaintance. Do they not think that you're going to be warned? You know, if you have something to tell me, if there's something about me that drives you crazy, first of all, turn it off, slide left or whatever, you know, change a channel, right? You don't have to be a part of my life. I've invited you in. If you don't want to be there, politely decline and move on, correct?
Okay, bye. So.
I put up with her.
Because you love me.
I do. We are all a mess, but we are all still here, and there are so many people who are worse off than we are. God grant us grace and peace each minute daily. Absolutely, Virginia. There are so many people so much worse off. Also, I feel really bad for people who spend their time in the negative, and they're missing out on so much great life. Their journey is all marred by negativity and rudeness and all that, and they may have been become that way because of a rough childhood. But you know, obviously, as we have discovered, there are many of us who grew up, and it's a lot of us, I think, that grew up in the 60s. The world was in a state of flux, you know, at that time too. I think our parents probably did the best they knew how. They didn't understand what their negativity was doing, except my stepdad. I've heard that he since said he enjoyed it, so whatever. But we learned from it, so it's possible. Everybody can find the road to positivity. Elizabeth. How's it going in the Cree Nation? Ever since I started listening and reading these stories, be it good or bad, living in a small community, I've come to realize that there's a lot going on out there. It's sometimes sad and happy. But I look at you, Dre, think what a blessing to have that from a man above, to have you in our corner, and to care enough to help and talk every Monday. It's amazing. You're amazing. Stop it. We're so blessed to and it's an honor to know you. You're an angel. Thank you. Well, I ain't no angel, and don't ask Loretta because she could tell you. Thank you so much, Liz. My inspiration is you guys. People like you, Liz. Y'all are what inspire me. When I don't get to do lives with y'all, except for Monday morning, y'all know we don't miss that. I miss y'all. You are encouraging and positive reinforcement, and we all help each other celebrate one another and celebrate ourselves. How much better can we get than that? Oh, thank you, Bobby. I will let him know. Teresa. Oh, Dre, I'm having that trouble with my hip. I'm going to have to see a surgeon. Can't walk or sit a long time. Bless you. That's what it's like, Teresa. I am trying to work it out, though. Thanks, Kim. I'll be fine. Y'all don't worry about me. Just throw a prayer for the Browns in there. Hey, Katie. How are you, beautiful? That's Katie with Crazy Maisie Creations. I know you all know her. All right. Let me tell y'all real quick, since I made the comment to Ted. I cannot attend Crafters Convention. It makes me really sad. I have looked forward to it, well, since last year's Crafters Convention, right? It's one of my favorite events, and I can't go. And I was to be a designer. Last year, I was a speaker, and we did Coffee with Dre each morning. This year, I was going to actually get to do a Western design. So, to those of you that are going, please think of me. Send me a picture of y'all together. I hope that I get to see you all at TDR. It's local, so it's not a distance thing. So even if I still have the pain, I can still do it, right? I'm gonna miss it. I'm gonna miss each and every one of you. I'm gonna miss hanging out with one of my closest friends, that's Scott, in the business world. So, y'all, I can't be there. Hey, Stony, how are you? Give Michelle a big old hug. Y'all hug each other for me. Stacy, let's see. When I was around 18, my mom kept comparing me to my cousins that were becoming doctors, etc., and couldn't understand why I decided to study art in college. As I got older, she started to understand and told me that she knows I can achieve anything I put my mind to. Amen, Stacy. You can. Yeah, Katie, I know. Scott had to talk me off the roof because I was very, very upset, but it's all, all you can do is all you can do. Thank you so much. Trisulfasalazine. I'm going to write that down. What is it? Carol would know. That her husband's a doctor, y'all. Sulfa? Sorry, y'all. I got to write this down and make sure I spell it correct. Salazine. 500. I will. I certainly will. Thank you, Carol. Stoney might get slapped. Well, it's okay. Say, hey, this is from Dre. Don't slap me. Sending healing prayers to you and your husband. Please stay safe from the storm coming. Looks like a lot of rain is coming, and praying it doesn't turn into another hurricane. Yeah, I'm hoping that too. We are about 3 hours from the coast, so we're further inland. As a crow flies, probably a little less. So we will get some rain, much needed rain in our area. The ranch really needs it right now. But I think we're going to be okay where we're at. I'm more concerned about our friends like Michelle Reza Redding, Robin King, Amy Smith. I'm trying to think of all of them, and I can't. All the people in the Galveston, Houston, and outlying areas as it moves through there. Let's keep them in our prayers because they're going to get some serious flooding. Stacy, I'll miss your beautiful face, but you need to take care of yourself and hubby. That's the #1 thing. Thank you, Stacy. I'll miss seeing you again, my little wine and design girl. Hey, Trina, have you heard of Isaiah House 117? Google it. We can get one in our city. I'll have to look that up. Have to go, friends. It's noon here. Have a wonderful week. You have a blessed week, Virginia. See you tonight in the group, I hope. Oh, thanks, Carol. I will. I forget that I have a friend whose husband is a doctor who could give me information. Shame on me. Man, Carol, did we not have the best time at the last Crafters Convention? That was so fun hanging out. Oh, that's sad, but there will be other conventions, Dre. Can't you be there virtually or something? Yes, I do have a live stream ticket. Because you're the Queen of Joy, right? I'm sure you can think of something to be there, technically. I don't know. Maybe I'll send Scott a video. We'll see. We're 50 miles from the coast, and we're on the east. Ooh, Ramona. That's right. And you don't want to be on the east side of a storm. Y'all just got slammed, too. Well, we'll keep you in our prayers, Ramona. It was awesome. It was really awesome. We had such fun hanging out. We won't give details of what we were doing while we were hanging out, but we were hanging out. I hope you do, Carol. I so wish you could come to TDR. It's our last TDR. We're going out like a lion. I wish you could come to that. That would be fun. Anyways, I don't want to get on that sad subject. Alright, guys. Don't allow your imperfections to bring you down. I want you to accept them. And then I want you to do 3 things, which I forgot to mention earlier. There they are. 1, remember you're of value. No matter what your flaws are, you are still of value. I want you to understand that. It's so important. Work towards whatever your goals are, in spite of your imperfections. Imperfection doesn't keep us from moving forward, right? Don't focus on them. Telemarketer, go away. And learn from whatever mistakes you may have made because of imperfections, right? Learn from them. And remember, and I did say this, but I'm going to read it into some stuff I scribbled this morning. Improve what you can. What you cannot improve, let it go, or else your focus will become the imperfection instead of all that is right with you, which is probably 99%. It's November 4th through 6th, Carol. Oh, Teresa, I hope you get to fulfill that bucket list. Yes, Laura, Tom does. And Eric from Imperfect Peace says, yes, there's so many that live in the Houston, Galveston areas. Pasadena, all in that area. Sugarland, I can't think of all the towns. Katy, all around. Please keep them in your prayers. As long as it remains a tropical storm, the winds shouldn't cause a whole lot of damage. There'll be some, but it's the flooding that is really horrible. Flooding and the coastal flooding. Yes, love and blessings to all. Thank you so much, SpongeBob. Good week to y'all. Time for me to rest some more. Love y'all. I'm choosing joy every day. I'm so proud of you, Miss Joyce. Keep it up. And I prayers for quicker healing. Thanks, Liz. Yes, Sandy, 7 weeks. Oh my God. Ooh. Okay. Y'all have an amazing week. Be safe out there. Remember to do the best you can. That's the perfection you achieve. The best you can. Don't compare yourself to others. Don't let the people that point out your negativity take your power. I want you to never give up your power. Never. To be that amazing human being you are. Imperfections, flaws, warts, whatever you want to call them, and all. You're an amazing human being. Use a little bit, because it don't take much if you practice it, to always choose joy, y'all. Have a great week. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Ramona. Bye-bye.
Bye.